Morning, guys. So it's about 7 o'clock. So as you know, God, I'm looking tired. The job's wearing me out. So as you know, I've been working on my brother's dual fuel system, and I had a guy make some comments on one of the shorts, and that's why you need to watch the entire video instead of just watching a 30-second snippet of something, because you don't get the full story of what's really going on. So he goes, well, for one, your copper line's kinked, you didn't pipe dope your gas line, and you don't have a secondary drain pan. And then some guy got on there and goes, well, you have wood underneath your furnace. I explained all of this if you watch the videos. So no, the copper is not kinked. It's not my first rodeo. It's not the first job I've ever done. No, I taped and doped my my black iron pipe. I always do. I even make a comment in the video that it's the right thing to do. You'll never have leaks. At least it'll ensure that you are doing a quality job with your gas piping. I've pointed out numerous times we're going to put that drain pan under. We just forgot when we got ahead of ourselves when we were working. It's up there. We're going to put it on today. And the wood, I already told you that too. It worked out just fine. It was already up there. This is my brother's house. We're going to use pressure treated 4x4s underneath the furnace. If you don't like it, then tough shit. You know, guys make those little metal feet that go underneath them. Who cares? In a perfect world, I like to have a piece going across so the cabinet doesn't sag. Now, if I was taking my time and we were I was doing it for a paying customer, then obviously I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is my brother's house, and it's perfectly fine. There's not going to be an issue. If the cabinet sags a little bit and when I'm pulling the doors off, I'll deal with it. Okay, I'm sure I can handle it. So just want to address those comments this morning. I'll see you guys out at my brother's today to wrap everything up. Got a couple hours worth of work out there. You know, these have been partial days. That's why I'm still out there. So if you make a comment about my work ethic and how long it's taking me to do this, so be it. I know you guys say I could probably do it in a 6-hour day. Whatever you want to say. Make your comments. Everybody's a keyboard warrior, but I'll go out. It'll be done right, and it'll be done well. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, we are back up here. Matt's pulling the screws from our little pump ups there. I'm gonna pull that elbow off of that adjustable piece there. I'm gonna pull the vent loose. Everything else is flexible. He's gonna go to the end of the plenum. He's gonna pull that up, and we're gonna slide our drain pan underneath, so you guys can quit saying we don't have a drain pan under it. Like, I wouldn't put a drain pan under it. Give me a break. All right, guys, there's our drain pan. It's got the same reveal on the back side, encompassing the entire coil. It's good. I got it tacked up top so it can't slide. I got it screwed on the opposite corner. On the top of the drain pan, we're going to put our little wet switch in here. The water will never get that high, so calm down. He's going to go tie into the secondary there. We're rerunning the primary. It's right there between my legs. Underneath, I'm going to put an easy trap because I don't have room up here because of my height. We're going to put easy trap right here where my legs are and pipe him in. So basically we just have that, cleaning up our line set and putting our wet switch in. And then we can go fire up the AC and do some startup stuff. Alright, guys, just kind of working my way out of here. You saw that I got the drain pan in. There's my wet switch. I'm going to clean all this stuff up. I'm just working my way back towards off the platform so I don't bury myself. There's my secondary tied in already. I'm going to get a little piece of scrap wood and put a clamp on that. Otherwise it'll be floating, which I hate. Get my wet switch tied in. But yeah, we're looking good. Always... and when you're up in an attic, if you have to split your insul tube and put it on, always tape it 100%. Take your time and do strips, and I cover the entire thing and wrap it. We don't want any copper exposed, or he's going to end up having water drip in there. So I'm going to get this all taped up all nice, wire tied. I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Then I'll get working on cleaning up this stuff. We're real close to going down and just doing our AC startup and checking static and all that good stuff. Alright, guys, I got him all taped all nice, 100%.
No open seam in the attic. Got the proper clamp on there. To the guy that said my line was bent, you're crazy, dude. I used my benders to put a little 45 on there so it'd be lined up with this joist. You're absolutely crazy. I won't bore you too much. I'm going to strap this stuff up all nice, get my wet switch tied in, finish up this drain, and we'll be out of here. Get everything cleaned up and out of here. So let's do it, and I'll show you the finished product up here. All right, guys, I'll give you the rundown on this wet switch wiring. So off the wet switch here, red goes to red, R. Black and green go to common, and then your common from your thermostat just breaks at the orange on your wet switch. That's your break right there on the commons. You could break the red too if you really wanted to. Yeah, so that's it. The white wire here, the extra one on your wet switch, just gets a wire nut on it. Put the panel on. That's all we got to do. I'll give you a rundown. Sorry about that, guys. It's really sweaty and warm up here. I'm probably not going to do my static test today or my gas pressure test. I'll wait for a cooler day. He's not going to be running the heat anymore this year anyway, really. Maybe once or twice. But I'll get everything buttoned back up here, and I'll show you what I did, how everything's finished. Okay, guys, last time I'll be up here for a while, so I want to address some viewer comments, and I'll show you guys what I did. So the guy this morning said that I didn't dope my threads on my black iron. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. I always tape, Teflon tape, and dope every single joint. Where he's seeing that, I do not know. But my work's solid. You can say whatever the hell you want, but that's ridiculous. All my wiring is nice and clamped down. I make everything all nice and clean. I make sure my wet switch isn't anywhere near my flue pipe, so I always use clamps, make sure there's no wires dangling. Everything's all nice and clean. There's my green light on my wet switch, shows you that it's working. So we have 3 levels of defense here, okay? We have our primary drain that comes down into the trap and goes out, out by the heat pump. You can see the elbow down there. That goes down the wall and out. So there's number 1. Number 2, I got the secondary. That goes out and goes above a bedroom window so they can see when it's dripping. So that's number 2. If that gets clogged, I went ahead and plugged the drain pan, and we have the wet switch. So 1, 2, 3 levels of defense. There's no way that this will ever flood. I got 3 inches, a good 3 inches front and back on the drain pan encompassing my coil, so we're good there. That's not bent. He thought my copper was bent. That's ridiculous. Always use your tubing benders. I think if I bent copper, I would know it. So we're good there. That's all nice. What else did I do today? Yeah, so the wet switch is all tied in. I showed you the wiring on that. Let's back up and I'll show you guys the finished product here. Oh, and before you guys say anything, because you see that, I'm leaving my brother some metal tape, and he's got some insulation out in the garage. He's gonna wrap his return box there, the C box, and he's also going to wrap all these elbows, and I'll have him put a piece of tape over that hole. That's an old damper hole. He's got a bunch of them that have elbows on it. I wanted them to flow good, so we got elbows on those, and he'll go ahead and wrap that. So let's take a look at it here. Oh, and I know you guys mentioned the wood. That wood's fine. That's what we had up here already, so there's nothing wrong with it. So there's our finished product, guys. I do nice clean work. You know, we're dealing with what we have. If it was up to me, I would not put the unit you know, where there's rafters in front, but it is what it is. You could still pull the heat exchanger, and you could still pull the blower if you needed to. So anyway, there we are. There's my easy trap. Turned out nice. Everything's all clamped and supported. You don't even have to get off the ladder to the access if you want to get up here and clean this trap, so that's why I put it there. So everything's looking good. Vents all nice and secure and tight, sealed. You saw that yesterday. I'm real happy with it. The only thing I don't like is the CSST, but that's not my work. That was done over 20 years ago. All right. Let's go down and start up this AC and do a startup on it. All right, so I showed you on my home system. So what you do is you turn it on AC and you let it run, and then you hit that force button, which is that little black button on the right, and that gives you the little T or F or whatever it is. I don't know if you can see it on the phone, but that'll make it so it'll ramp up to 100% and give it about 15 to 20 minutes for it to ramp up. Right now we only have the factory charge in it, just 15 feet of line sets worth, and we're probably a good 40 feet at least, if not 45 or more. So we'll be adding to it. So in the book, let's get out of the sun so we can see. It gives you a charging chart, and you want it to be, I think it says you want to be above 60 degrees. Hold on, let me find it and I'll come back. All right, so here's our charging chart. So we're going to do subcooling and superheat. Tells you what you want your suction temp to be and your suction pressure to be at your design subcooling. So on our 3-ton unit here, we want to be between 8 and 15 on our subcooling, and we want to be between 6 and 18 on our superheat, which is a pretty big wide range. You know, it's a variable capacity system, so it's not, I don't call them critical charge, it's more of getting it close. So we'll make sure, we'll let it run here for about 15 minutes, and then we'll check all these numbers. Here's our liquid pressure and our liquid temperature for subcooling. And then we're going to shoot probably for 10. 10 and 10 is a pretty good baseline to go by. And we'll see what we're looking like. We'll just pump it up till we can get close to that number on 10 degrees subcooling and or superheat. You know, it's a TXV system, so we'll focus more on the subcooling. Superheat, as long as it's, you know, not crazy, we'll be okay. All right, so now we're going to give it about another 5-10 minutes. And actually, I can probably do it now, and then we'll wait a few. I'm going to go ahead and weigh in. I know our line set's at least 40 feet, so we're going to weigh in 15 ounces. That's 25 feet over 15 times 0.6, so that gives us our 15 ounces. So we're going to weigh that in. We'll see where we're at a baseline, and then we'll adjust from there. All right, I took the canister off to close it off so I could drain the hose out, but we do have 15 ounces in there, so disregard that 13. So we got 15 ounces in. I'll let it run a little bit longer and we'll check our numbers. Right now we're running at, where are we at? So right now we have, light's not, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's real bright out here today. So right now we're at 4.3 subcooling, 8.4 superheat, 8 and 4. Pressures look fairly decent. It's pretty cool in the house, so it's not ideal, but I think it was 68 in there. Close enough. Let this stabilize, see where we're at. We're probably going to have to add a little bit more. It's looking like to bring our subcooling up. Alright guys, so you look at my saturation temperature, 34. So our suction line temp is 43 at 107. So let's go over here to our chart. Let's see, so suction temp at 43-ish. We want to be, you know, between 6 and 7. Superheat, 8. We're at 8.4. Subcooling is still a little bit low. Let's look at that chart. So we have our liquid line temp at 75. Sorry about the glare. And our liquid head pressure is 240, and we're only at 4 degrees subcooling. So let's do 240 and 76. If we look on here, 75, somewhere in there, we should be about 7 degrees subcooling. So we're going to add a little bit more juice to it. All right, I popped 3 more ounces in it. We're at, I mean, it's bouncing around a lot between 235, 240 head pressure. Our subcooling's bouncing between 3 and 5. Our suction line temp's coming up, but our liquid line temp is 75. So 75 and 240. You know, we want to be about at least 6 degrees subcool. So we're gonna pop a little more juice in her. 18 ounces total. That's about good for a 45-foot line set, but we have some bends, and there are some correction factors on this where you got to add some stuff, more juice. So we'll add a little bit more to it so we can get it up to 6. Call it good. All right, guys, I got about 6 more ounces in there. Looks like our subcooling's coming up. 244 on our head, 108 suction. Things are looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and let it run for a bit and pull everything off. We should be good. I got my surge protector to put on still, which I almost forgot, and then I got to seal that hole, and then I'm going to move my outdoor sensor down to about 6 inches inside of that foundation vent. That should be a better representation of the outdoor temperature. So I'll button everything up here, make sure our charge is good, of course, and I'm going to be getting out of here. I can enjoy the rest of my day. All right, guys, we're looking good. It's bouncing between 6 and 8 subcooling. I'm happy with that. You know, we're good anywhere between 8 and 15 or 8 and 12 subcooling, so I think we're good. I'm not going to pump any more into it. I'll probably just be overcharging it if I do. See, my superheat's kind of low, but it is cool inside the house, so that's understandable. Everything else is looking pretty damn good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. We're going to pull everything off, get our surge protector on, seal that. I'll probably kick it back on and go get some temps inside too to make sure that our split's good. Alright guys, we're going to put a bow on this for today. Let me show you what we did here. Last things we had to do. I had to swap out the breaker with a 45 amp. That's what it calls for. I could change that to HP, but it doesn't really matter. It's still an air conditioning unit. Turned her back on. I wanted to make sure she was running. I'm not going to go inside and get temps because the kids are sleeping in there, but I know with a good subcooling superheat, I can tell the air it's discharging here that we're good to go. I'm not worried about it. If he has any issues, he can call me. But I went ahead and I moved the outdoor sensor up into this little boot. It's got the wire tie, and I cinched it shut, so we'll get a good representation of outdoor temp there. And snow won't be able to get to it. I mean, if it snows this much here, I'll tell my brother to come out and clear it. But if it's good enough for the temp sensor that's in the unit, it's good enough for me right there. So that should work out just fine. I got his little boot there, silicone shut. What else did I do? Oh, I got the surge protector on there. Lights on. You can't see because it's so bright out here, but there's a little green light right there. It tells you that it's working. I really like these Mars ones. I got these off of Amazon. They're much better than the those Intermatic ones I was getting from Johnstone, and they're cheaper. But yeah, there she is. Running good. I showed you the upstairs unit on the platform in the attic, so you saw what that looked like. Nice and clean. I'm happy. I'm out. Brother's job is complete, 100%.